Hey guys, before we get started, we want to tell you about our awesome partners, Syrah Technologies, Gregg Vet Clinic, Hicks Chicks, Kenny Chesney's Chair Bay Rum, and all of our awesome partners that you see on the screen right now. Make sure to do business with them and tell them Miss Lou Champion sent you. Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight, coming to you virtual today with my friend Alicia Norris from Shareevolution Behavioral Health and Wellness. How are you this morning?
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, I'm glad you. Thank you for joining us this morning. I saw you out at our awesome partners at Co-Lin here in Natchez campus last weekend for their day out, and you were telling me about something that you have coming up, and we said we need to get you in the studio to talk about it. We couldn't get in the studio today, but this is the next best thing. So thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Why don't we get started? Tell us a little bit about your business and kind of what you do and what you bring to Natchez.
My business is Shareevolution Behavioral Health and Wellness, and it is a mental health clinic. I am a licensed clinical social worker. Within it, I house other licensed clinicians, a music therapist, a psychologist, a massage therapist. We have a yoga studio, an educational specialist. And the idea behind what I do is to reduce the stigma of mental health in our community through education, through support, through advocacy. And so I thought if I brought all the things into one place, then it would definitely reduce some of those barriers, as well as some of that stigma of showing up and receiving whatever mental health treatment looks like to you, whether it's yoga or if it's psychotherapy or if it's massage. And Dr. Tim's pediatric clinic does have a branch in my clinic as well.
Wow. And you're located, I know where it's at, but what's the address for everybody that may not know?
I am located at 107 North Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, which is the old Sports Center building right across from Midtown Grill.
Yeah, and I'm really proud of you. I know we talked back whenever this was just an idea of yours, and you were really passionate about it, and it's kind of neat to see it all sort of come to fruition. And I know that there's still so many more things that you want to do, but it's kind of neat to sit back and sit from the outside looking in, the hard work that you've put in, and the passion that you've put in, and your husband Michael, I know, has been there. Every step of the way, and a lot of other people, and now Dustin's son Nathan's over there doing doing massages. It's just kind of cool to see all of that come together.
It is really cool.
Yeah. So I mean, one of the things that we're passionate about, my entire team at Miss Lou Champion Spotlight, is the mental health. I guess it's a crisis. I mean, there's no it's a crisis in this country, mental health, and it's good to see anybody addressing it and trying to erase that stigma, because there's not enough resources out there, as we all know, and then there's a lot of people that are still ashamed or whatever because of the way society makes them feel. But look, I mean, the world's moving fast. We all have to slow down. We all have things that we need to talk about and get out, and we all need therapy, whether it's, like you said, the yoga therapy, meditation, massages, counseling. I mean, we all need it, right?
We all need it. Yes, indeed.
So tell me a little bit about the growth of where you're at. So how long have you been in business?
So I've been in business since 2022. So I started out on 701 Franklin, just me, and I have grown into the new building and added all the partners. And so the growth is just exponential. I take all kinds of insurances. We take cash pay. We have a sliding scale fee. I collaborate with a lot of community members. I have a dementia support group. I collaborate with the chamber and specialty hospice for that. I have a cancer support group where I collaborate with Bettina Coffey, who is a cancer survivor. I have a teen voices group for teenagers. I have Open Up Mississippi, which is Nami's answer to a youth leadership council for mental health. of course, I collaborate with you, and like I'm just always on my soapbox, kind of trying to advocate for education and advocacy.
Yeah, and I love that about you. I think that I think that that passion shows through, and I love that you're hitting so many different areas of it. And I love the things that you're doing with the youth and you know the cancer patients and all of that. That's amazing. And let's talk about. I think that's a good transition into. Before we do that, before we transition it, because I want to talk about Nami. But before we do that, how would somebody reach you if they're interested in learning more about what you do?
Well, if they're interested in learning about more about me, I mean, they can reach out to me. But the best way is to go through my clinic. I have a receptionist. Her name is Erin. She's actually my office manager and my daughter, which is kind of fun. And the number is 601 597 4996. Or I have a website, shareevolution.org. And I'm on Facebook, so I have a Facebook page. So you can message me any of those places to inquire about any questions or to schedule an appointment and, give me ideas. I'm happy to sit down for lunch anytime.
Okay, great. And look, I've heard nothing but good things. I know several people who have been to see you, and they just say that how much it's helped them, and just what a benefit it's been to their lives and everything. So, again, I applaud what you're doing, and I just wanted to give you that little plug, just in case there's anybody out there that may be thinking, I don't know. I encourage you to reach out and give it a shot. So,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Just stop by and see the facility. As a matter of fact, we have a Chamber of Commerce after hours event coming up on September 26th. So if you want to stop by, join us, tour the facility, ask any questions, eat a little
is that like
food, you're more than welcome to.
is that like 5 to 6 maybe on that date?
I think it's 5:30 to 7 on September 26th.
Okay. Um, so let's transition over to Nami a little bit. I really didn't know what Nami was, and you kind of every time I see you, it's like you tell me about Nami, and I love that. But
Yeah.
now it's on my radar. So tell me a little bit about what Nami is and what they do.
Okay. So NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It's a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and it's an advocacy organization that is uh, across the United States, but it is also in each state. So there's a national NAMI, and then there's a NAMI Mississippi. And so on the state level, they all share one common goal, and it's to improve the quality of life of persons living with serious mental illness, along with their friends and families. And so NAMI Mississippi is made up of family members, peers, behavioral health professionals, and friends working to accomplish their mission through mutual support, education, advocacy, and research. So my kind of vision and Nami's vision just go hand in hand. So it was very natural for me to collaborate with them.
Yeah, and what are some of the things that you're doing? We're going to talk about one of the things that you're doing. What are some of the ways that you are collaborating with them?
Well, so one of them is the Open Up Mississippi group. So Open Up Mississippi is actually a pilot group that NAMI is experimenting with since about 2020 of young adults from ages 14 to 26. They educate and train them in different programs as a mental health council to go out into the community to teach what does it look like to be a young adult with mental illness, and that is anything from like diabetes, which can cause depression, to anxiety, to transitioning in gender, or just arguing with your parents, pressures at school, because there's texting and there's things. There's a particular class that they teach called "Let's Talk About It." And it's really their language, because their language is different than my language. I don't consider myself terribly old, but I'm older than them, and the language has changed. Another one is the peer-to-peers. So
Hmm.
peer-to-peers are people that are recovering from all different kinds of diagnoses, and they work with other people. And so sometimes it can be intimidating to work with a professional, but to work with a peer who's experienced something that you have experienced is much more valuable. There is the Nami provider. So I'm a Nami provider, which is it's a big long training that you have to go through, and it allows me to teach some of the Nami courses, like the basic first aid of mental health, and some of the other courses that they teach. They do the CIT training for the local police forces. They were instrumental in getting the 988 number. If you're not aware of that, you can call it for absolutely anything. It kind of takes the place of 911 for mental health emergencies. You can just call and talk to someone. They can walk you through steps, and you can even call for someone else if you're not really sure how to help someone else. So that's really cool.
Let's
Um,
say that number
well,
again, because I think that's super important.
the 988. So instead of calling
Nine.
911, you call 988. You will get a live human being 24
Okay.
hours a day.
I wasn't
And
aware
then,
of that, to be
oh,
honest.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they also work with our local police force. So once that call comes in and they determine what's the next step, if the local police department needs to be notified, they do. They make that connection for you. They don't tell you hang up and call 911. They make that connection. They get somebody on the line for you. And then we do have trained officers in Natchez that are, it's called CIT trained, that are trained to come out and de-escalate a mental health situation versus just an officer who maybe not has that training. So hopefully that helps with keeping people out of jail, keeping people out of the emergency room, and of
Yeah.
course getting the treatment that they really need and deserve.
Yeah, because I think that's one of the it's a difficult problem. It's not an easy solution, and I think that's one of the issues that you just hit on is sometimes in our society we don't really know what to do, especially on the severe mental illness cases. We really don't know what to do, so it's like we just put them in jail. Like what do you do?
Well,
And
they
those people,
scare us. We're afraid, and so it's our natural instinct to remove ourselves or to remove them when we're afraid of something. And
yeah,
in
and
our
it's not that, and they don't necessarily need to be in jail. They need help,
they
and
need help.
that's where I think that's where we're failing right now as a society is that we don't have the resources, enough resources. You would know this a lot better than me, but it seems like somewhere along the way, if I remember correctly, maybe I'm misremembering, but if I remember correctly, it seems like back in the day there were more resources for mental health, and then somewhere along the way, it's like they there's just not as many anymore. I don't know. Is that true or is that
No, I don't think there were more. I think that it was less. I think a lot of the stigma has been addressed, and so people are more willing to seek treatment. I think in the past, people just kind of hid it or did their own thing, or just, people throw around that word crazy a lot. Crazy is not a diagnosis, it's an action. And so people just tried to handle it themselves. It was far from successful. So I think that more people are seeking help, which is great, but I don't think that our services have increased to match the need.
I guess okay, that makes sense. So you got a higher percent of people needing it with the same amount of resources.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, that would make sense. So still, either way, it's still a lack of resources in today's world.
Yes, and Southwest Mississippi is a mental health desert. I mean, the coast by Starkville, Columbia. They have a few more resources than we do, but in the southern part of Mississippi, it's a desert. It's a mental health desert, and I am working hard to
Yeah.
bring an oasis.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. It takes people who are passionate to keep pushing and then collaborate with others. And there's some others around town who are trying to fight that battle also.
Yes,
And
there are
you know,
lots of them.
and we have an open door for you guys anytime that we can share our platform to help get the word out to people in this area because I think it's part of it. Part of it is awareness, and raising money and participating in things. So I think we can transition into the
Okay.
event that you have coming up as part of one of your solutions for this.
Exactly. So NAMI sponsors a walk every year. So October is Mental Health Awareness Month, along with lots of other
Okay.
things, like breast cancer and Alzheimer's and all kinds of stuff. So NAMI chooses October to host their walk, and their three pillars to support one goal is to promote awareness of mental health and reduce stigma, to raise funds for NAMI's free top-rated mental health programs, and to build community and let people know that they are not alone. So our NAMI walk is sponsored by NAMI Four Rivers, which is the southwest region of Mississippi, and it's going to be October 26th on the Bluff at 9 a.m.
Bluff at 9 a.m. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you participate in this, um, so how much does it cost to participate? Number one.
Well, it's free to participate, but you can
Okay.
definitely donate. So you can participate as an individual. You can put a team in. If you want to earn a T-shirt, you have to donate at least $100, which means you can fundraise it. You don't. It doesn't have to come out of your own pocket. You could get, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Boy, that was hard. 10 team members to walk in it together, and that's only $10 each, right? And
Yeah.
so all of the money goes towards NAMI. And as a matter of fact, you do all this online. So none of this comes through me. None of it comes through anything local. It all goes online to NAMI so that they can handle it all. They'll give you a receipt for your donation, all those good things. But you can just walk in it for free.
Okay, that's really cool. But so where would they go if they do want to participate and make a donation for their participation and all of that?
So they're going to go to NamiMississippi.org,
That's NAMI. Yep.
ms.org.
Okay.
That's a really easy place. You can also find it on Facebook. There are links on my Shareevolution.org site, and there's also links on my Facebook page of how to get to that site as well.
Okay. And what can people expect on the morning of? Just show up and.
So, yeah, just show up. So wear your walking shoes. So we're going to walk about a mile. We're going to do the bluff. So we're going to start at the bandstand, and we're going to walk down the hill and down Silver Street, and then we're going to walk back up and around DA Big Lane, and then back towards Rosalie and back to the bluff. And that's going to be our mile. And you don't have to do anything too special as far as training. I don't think we're not timing you or anything like that. There'll be some vendors out there. You can pick up some more information about all of the NAMI programs. I'm hoping, I've been talking with some partners in the city to get some tables out there as well, because a lot of people don't understand that heart disease and diabetes and exercise and nutrition and all those things, they contribute directly to your mental health. As a matter of fact, I learned of a gentleman who took his life on Friday, and everybody was so surprised. They said he was a family man. He had so much going for him. He had a good job. Nobody had a clue, but he had diabetes, and specifically Graves' disease. And one of those symptoms of Graves' disease is severe depression. And his colleagues, they didn't know. They weren't educated on it. So as I was educating them, because they were all feeling very guilty that they did not recognize that this gentleman was struggling. But that's usually how it is. People are afraid to say that they're struggling, and they don't really understand how their physical health affects their mental health. So hopefully I'm going to have some vendors out there that's going to be able to give some more information and promote that. And of course, we have the farmers market. Even though they're not a part of the walk, they'll be right there on the bluff at the same time. So that's kind of our nutrition. We got some aromatherapy with, the boudreaux. We've got the plants that they sell down there, and just to get out and be a part of our community is really good for your mental health.
Yeah, and just to add, and I'll let you. I know you're very busy, and I'll let you out of here in a second. But just also, you just mentioned men. It seems like it's even more so of an issue with men because we're all so hard headed,
Yep.
and we look at ourselves as providers, and it's almost like we're letting some people down if we admit that we're not he-man,
Exactly,
and we
exactly.
have to change the stigma. I believe we have to just
Yeah,
keep working to do that.
we have to keep working to do that. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
um, also on the site, I forgot to mention there is an opportunity to dedicate one of those signs, just sticks in the ground, to a person who is either struggling or has lost their life to mental illness. So that's also an opportunity of a remembrance. It's a really good grieving activity. But it's also to bring that awareness to say if you've got somebody in your family that you've lost or that is struggling with some mental illness and you want to support them and remember them, Nami has added that this year that you can, I'm not sure how much it is, but it's on the website. And for a minimal fee, you can have a sign made up with their picture and their name. And then it will be stuck in the ground there for our walk so that people can see it and they can be remembered and that awareness can be brought about.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I definitely appreciate everything that you're doing, and I'm going to put it on my calendar and try to make it a point to be out there. I just appreciate you coming in to share that with us this morning, and thank you for putting all this together. I know you're busy, to add all of these little extra things. People think, it's not that much work, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of work to do these things. I know
As
from
you well
experience.
know. Yes, it's tomorrow.
uh,
Right?
that's right. That's right. Um, luckily, tomorrow I didn't have anything to do with it. The Watson board members did all of the work, so I can't take
Nice.
any credit for any of that. We got an amazing team with the Watson Strong Foundation, and those guys did an amazing job with our run tomorrow. But well,
Mhm.
yeah. So, is there anything else that you want to add that maybe I'm forgetting about, or that you just want to put out there?
Um, Well, a couple things. Number one, I love what you're doing with the Watson Fund Foundation. And, that is a piece of mental health. Cancer, I didn't really bring that up, but, cancer survivors and family members of cancer survivors, they often don't get the attention that really they need. And so the cancer group, I said it's on the second Saturday of each month, but I'd love to, get that out into the community more.
Okay.
And then the weekend, so the October 26th is also the weekend of the Y'all Means All event. And so
Uh-huh.
they are going to partner with us on this. And so they're going to be present for this. And so if you're planning on going to any of the Y'all Means All events, include us, include the NAMI Walk Saturday morning to support mental health because that's what Y'all Means All is all about is supporting mental health in our community.
Yeah, and just to wrap that up, I think that just anything that you could do to support mental health. I mean, it's a no brainer to me. I mean, like I said, especially in this area where we really have a lack of resources, even compared to the rest of the world. It's up to people on the ground to really come together and make this provide the resources for people. So, again, thank you for doing what you're doing. Thank you for bringing your business to this area and being so passionate about it, and putting in the effort to grow it with all the different the things that you're doing over there. And I encourage anybody, if you're even having any thought in your mind about if I want to talk to somebody or if I want to try something new, I'm here to tell you, man. I mean, just do it. I mean, nobody, anybody that judges you, who cares? At this point, it's or I mean, if the people judging to me are the people who need to get a life. I mean, like stop doing that to
Well,
people, and we
Well,
all need.
they're definitely have their own struggles. When we're
Yeah,
focused more
yeah,
on
exactly.
others than
We need to
ourselves.
live. We need to build each other up
Right,
instead
right.
of
The struggle is
continuing.
real.
That's right. So,
Yeah.
well, maybe I need to think of nicer ways to say things sometimes.
We're more politically
But it
correct.
is. I mean, we just need to lift each other up more than putting each other down. Is what
We
it comes
do.
down.
That's
So
what it comes down to. Yeah.
yeah. So well, I definitely appreciate you coming on and being with us for a few minutes this morning, and thank you for what you do. And we'll see you on October 26th on the Bluff
Yes.
at 9 a.m.
Yes.
And Yeah. Well, thank you again, and you have an open door with us.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. God bless everybody out there. And as always, have a champion day.
Hi, it's Shannon with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight. If you like what we're doing, be sure to follow, like, share, and even comment on all our content. Also, visit MissLouChampions.com to sign up for our newsletter and to receive other information, as well as the opportunity to receive some awesome prizes. Thank you, Miss Lou, for your continued support, and as always, have a champion day.
Hey Tiger fans, when you're traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, make sure to visit Tom and Wright Granning at Go Mart and On The Go Deli, where you can fill up your tank and your belly. Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need on your trip. Located at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left. Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff, where the Po' Boys are so good you'll swear you're in Cajun country. Guys, Ronnie and Shannon here with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight.
And we're here at our amazing partners, Gregg Veterinary Hospital.
Gregg Veterinary Hospital has been providing comprehensive, reliable, cutting-edge veterinary services to pets in the Miss Lou since 2002.
They welcome pets of all shapes and sizes who are in need of emergency treatment or who require routine medical, surgical, and dental care.
Dr. Gregg and his team offer a long list of services, including in-house laboratory diagnostics, digital x-ray, soft tissue, orthopedic surgery, dental care, extractions, laser surgery, laser therapy, preventative health, and wellness plans.
And if you need grooming and boarding services, they do that too.
So call Gregg Vet today.
Hey y'all, it's Ronnie and Shannon with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight.
And we want to take a minute to tell you about our awesome partners, Miss Lou Family Dentistry.
They have a professional, friendly staff, and they always have the latest technology to take care of you and your family. Miss Lou Family Dentistry has 3 locations here in the Miss Lou.
So schedule your appointment today to go visit the champion team at Miss Lou Family Dentistry.
Hey y'all, it's Ronnie and Shannon with Miss Lou Champion Spotlight.
And we want to tell you about our awesome partner, Hicks Distributing Company, also known as Hicks Chicks.
Hicks Chicks is a local, family-owned food distribution company that has been serving the Miss Lou since 1945. You already know they serve all of your favorite restaurants, but did you know that they are also open to the public?
Hicks Chicks has a variety of food products, including delicious heat and eat options like chicken and dumplings, white bean chicken chili, lasagna, and gumbo. They also carry a wide variety of seafood options like shrimp, crabs, tuna steaks, salmon, and catfish.
And don't forget about their delicious burgers that are already pattied up for you and their amazing dessert options.
So stop by today at 1380 Martin Luther King Jr. Road in Natchez. Hicks Chicks.
Way more than just chicken.